The battlefield of love? It's a terrain we all navigate at some point in our relationships, whether we like it or not. Let's face it, folks, conflict is as much a part of love as roses and candlelit dinners. An inevitable but natural situation. How we deal with it can make or break our relationships, which mean, when it handles properly, there's no winners or losers. Effective conflict resolution can strengthen your bond, while poor handling can lead to resentment and distance. Here at the Relationships Pharmacy, we are committed to address the tough relationships issues and present you with the best remedies. When you click the like button, you encourage us in our quest to building strong relationships. Click on it now before you forget. Watch until the end as we presenting you a step-by-step guide on how to save your relationship from conflict negative effects. Conflict pops up when you and your partner have different needs, opinions, or goals. It's a natural consequence of two unique individuals trying to build a life together. It's like a little dance, you see, where you're trying to figure out how to move together without stepping on each other's toes. This dance requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to compromise. Sometimes it's a minor disagreement, like who forgot to take out the trash or what movie to watch. Other times it's a full-blown battle royale involving deeper issues like finances, family, or future plans. These conflicts can be intense and emotionally draining, but no matter the size, unresolved conflict is like a termite infestation. It eats away at the foundation of your relationship. Over time, it can cause significant damage, leading to a breakdown in communication and trust. Ignoring it won't make it disappear. In fact, it usually makes things worse. Avoidance can lead to a buildup of unresolved issues, creating a ticking time bomb that can explode at any moment. In fact, it usually makes things worse. The key is to address conflicts head-on, with empathy and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives. This approach can transform conflicts into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. Remember, every conflict is a chance to learn more about your partner and yourself. It's an opportunity to strengthen your relationship and build a more resilient and loving partnership. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of a conflict, take a deep breath, listen with an open heart, and approach the situation with love and understanding. Your relationship will be all the better for it.
One of the biggest culprits in relationship conflict is, you guessed it, communication problems. You know the drill: interrupting, blaming, or take everything as a blame, not listening, the whole 9 yards. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone speaking a foreign language, frustrating and unproductive. When you can't communicate effectively, misunderstandings fester and resentment builds. Pretty soon, you're living with a roommate instead of a romantic partner. You're passing ships in the night, and that's a lonely, lonely place to be. Now, money matters are a major source of conflict in relationships. The lack of it creates financial stress, expressly when transparency is shielded and everyone is acting as it pleases. Different spending habits, debt, even just disagreeing on how to manage money can lead to some serious arguments. It's easy to point fingers and place blame when you're worried about bills and expenses. Suddenly, that romantic getaway doesn't seem so appealing when you're arguing about who forgot to pay the electric bill. Financial stress can turn even the most loving couples into bitter adversaries.
Trust issues and their consequences. Jealousy. The green-eyed monster that rears its ugly head in so many relationships. Whether it's rooted in insecurity, past experiences, or actual betrayal, jealousy can be toxic. It breeds suspicion, doubt, and mistrust, all the ingredients for a relationship meltdown. Constant accusations, checking phones, and controlling behavior only push your partner away and erode the very foundation of trust. Remember, relationships are built on trust. Once that's gone, it's a long, hard road to recovery.
We just unpacked the 3 main causes of conflict in a relationship: lack of communication, financial stress, and trust issues. Now, how does conflict impact married versus unmarried couples? Here's the deal. Conflict affects all couples, whether you're married or not. It doesn't discriminate based on your relationship status. But the consequences can play out differently depending on whether you're married or unmarried. For unmarried couples, unresolved conflict might lead to breaking up. The lack of formal commitment can make it easier to part ways. It's easier to walk away when you haven't made a lifelong commitment. The emotional investment might be significant, but the legal and social ties are less binding. But for married couples, it's a different story. The stakes are higher, and the commitment is deeper. You've vowed to stick it out, for better or worse. This promise can add pressure to resolve conflicts rather than walk away. Unresolved conflict can lead to resentment, bitterness, and even separation or divorce. The emotional toll can be immense, affecting not just the couple but also their families. The bottom line is, conflict takes a toll on everyone involved. Whether you're married or unmarried, the emotional and psychological impacts are real. It's crucial to address it head-on, no matter your relationship status. Effective communication, empathy, and willingness to compromise are key to navigating conflicts successfully. Remember, every relationship will face challenges. It's how you handle them that defines the strength and longevity of your bond. So whether you're married or not, take the time to understand each other, communicate openly, and work through conflicts together. Your relationship will be stronger.
So how do you tackle conflict? The first step is to open the lines of communication. Really talk. Not just any kind of communication. We're talking about real, honest, heart-to-heart conversations. No more yelling, blaming, or shutting down. Learn to express your needs and feelings clearly and respectfully. And here's the kicker: listen to your partner. Really listen. Try to understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Defensive attitude doesn't help honest communication, because communication is a two-way street, folks. It takes both partners to make it work. The second step is empathy. Empathy, my friends, is a powerful tool. It means putting yourself in your partner's shoes and trying to see the world through their eyes, understanding their feelings, even if you wouldn't necessarily feel the same way. Empathy helps you bridge the gap between your perspectives and find common ground. When you can empathize with your partner, you're more likely to approach conflict with compassion and understanding.
Now the third step is the middle ground, the art of compromise. I'm not saying you have to agree with your partner all the time. That's unrealistic. But you do need to be willing to compromise. Compromise is about finding a solution that works for both of you, even if it means making some sacrifices. Putting the relationship first and realizing that you're a team. Remember, it's not about winning or losing. It's more like finding a solution that benefits both partners. And when love needs a helping hand, seeking professional guidance is very important, which make it the fourth step in tackling conflict. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you hit a wall. You're stuck in a cycle of conflict and you don't know how to break free. That's where professional help comes in. A therapist can provide a safe and neutral space for you and your partner to work through your issues. They can teach you communication skills, help you identify unhealthy patterns, and guide you towards a healthier relationship. There's no shame in asking for help, folks. It takes courage to admit you need it. Everybody needs help at some point.
Ever heard the saying, "Don't go to bed angry"? Well, there's some truth to that, but sometimes you need a little space to cool down before you can have a productive conversation. The fifth step, the power of the pause. Taking a break, whether it's for a few minutes or a few hours, can make all the difference. It allows you to gather your thoughts, calm your emotions, and approach the situation with a clearer head. Just make sure you communicate with your partner about taking a break and when you'll be ready to talk again. This pause isn't about avoiding the issue or sweeping it under the rug. It's about creating a space where both partners can reflect on what happened. Some people find it helpful to jot down their thoughts and feelings during this time. Writing can be a powerful tool to process emotions and gain clarity. Others might practice mindfulness or deep breathing exercises to center themselves. These techniques can help reduce stress and bring a sense of calm. When you come back together, you're more likely to have a constructive conversation. You're both in a better place to listen and understand each other. This approach can strengthen your relationship, fostering a deeper connection and mutual respect. Remember, the goal is not to win the argument, but to understand each other better and find a resolution that works for both of you. So next time you find yourselves in a heated discussion, consider taking a time out. It might just be the key to a healthier, happier relationship. Look, relationship takes work. That's why resolving conflict is essential in strengthening it. There's no getting around it, because the rewards of a healthy, loving relationship far outweigh the effort. Resolving conflict isn't about avoiding arguments or pretending everything is perfect. That's a poison to the relationship. It's more of facing your problems head-on, communicating effectively, and finding solutions together, building a stronger, more resilient relationship that can weather any storm. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of a disagreement, remember and apply these steps. You've got this. We have a great video on 4 pillars of a strong relationships: loyalty, trust, faithfulness, and confidence. Click the link on the screen to watch it now.